Hi guys, welcome back to the second part. I'm just going to get rid of these off the screen bits. Right, hopefully we're streaming live. So we're on the second part. So I've been here Friday night evening. So we did some of the cable laying. It's got half that all laid in and stuff. And then day two, which was Sunday. So got here for about 3 o'clock and stayed here till at least 7 o'clock. So what we got done is I'll show you what we got done here. So hope this will allow me. So I'm on my gimbal today, so we should have some good stable footage. So we've got the wireless access point set up in place now. We've trunked down, just got to get some cable for that. And then down on the bottom here, if it's allowing me to go down, there we go. We've got the cables all come through, so they're now ready to be chopped back and modules put on. And now this table here, there you go. So this table here, we've moved out on Sunday. We've again put 2 ports at the back there, and cables come up as well now. But the trouble is I have here, sorry, my camera's all going funny. Bear with me. I'm on a gimbal, but the gimbal doesn't like my cable being plugged in with the microphone. So it's all gone offset. This is rubbish. The gimbal should be solid. I'm going to reset the gimbal. That's better. So what's happened here with this? Bloody gimbals let me down. I thought it'd be nice stable footage actually. So I've used some of the old ones from upstairs that's no longer needed to bring down here. Because what I'm trying to achieve at the moment is keep the old network still running while installing new cables through. So some of the cable I removed out, which has not been used. Apart from 2 ports on this desk here that has been used. Lucky enough they use their PCs connected through their phones that gives them access. You're going to run conduit up to the walls. Also post the second level. So mostly what we've done is most of the cabling is run underneath. Lucky enough under this floor here. So this is the ground floor. This is where 2 desks are located. Upstairs is 1 person up there. So it's a very small office. So it's an office for 3 people. So 2 sits down here, 1 sits upstairs. Now below us is the basement where all the comms is and tons of files, which I'll take you down there and show you. So to cable this room here, we've just come straight up from the basement. So we can literally come straight up from the basement. So on this wall here, we've got 4 ports. On that wall there, we've got 4 ports. So that's just gone from the basement straight up. So we've cabled across the ceiling in the basement and then straight out through the floor. So that's easy. No conduit, no trunking or whatever is necessary. Straight up into the wall ports, nice and easy that way. The difficulty with trunking is we can't lay over this wooden stuff here because the guy who runs the office here doesn't like stuff put over that because they like all this sort of architecture stuff going on. So we can't run trunking over it, we can't run trunking on it or anything like that. We can probably do it below the desk level, but as long as it's not being seen. So here it's a bit difficult because if you look around, pan this way as well, it's absolutely everywhere. And I keep going around here. So on this wall here, where we've got the wireless access point here, we've run the trunking up the wall because there's no wooden area to go on or over. So that's fine. So we're going to run 2 pair of cables from the Linksys hub. These are wireless access points, business versions. They've got 2 ports inside. One is PoE. The second is just a standard gigabit Ethernet connector. Running 2 down. So one will run PoE on it, straight into the port we just now got installed just down there on the floor. So I got the gimbals going in place. So as you can see, there's our 4 new ports. So they'll plug into there. So one will be PoE and one will be normal standard data. So that will give a 2 gig throughput on the Wi-Fi. So if they wanted to connect loads of people on the Wi-Fi hub, which they won't, because it's an overkill for this office, but I'd rather have tons of good signal here, because upstairs he wasn't getting very much signal because they're going from downstairs Wi-Fi hub at the moment all the way up here. So also going through floors and stuff, it loses signal, so signal goes upstairs is a bit poor. Down here it's not too bad, but this will give good signal here, upstairs and downstairs perfectly, brilliantly, and that way they can't complain they got slow wireless access. So again, 2 down there, and also if one of the cables fail, then also we got load balancing, so clustering as well. But I mean, it's more than what they needed. It's a decent hub, 170 quid. to buy, so it's not mega expensive, but it's going to do them. I know once this is installed and finished, they won't come back to me for at least 5-10 years when this equipment starts getting old and want to be replacing. So that's what I wanted to achieve within the office space. Get around there with my Game Boy round. So that's what I want to achieve. Something that just gets installed, don't need to worry about it for many years to come, unless they need a PC upgrade or the wireless access point replacing. So it's a bit of an overkill, but it does the job. And at least upstairs, the guy who runs the company has good Wi-Fi access on his mobile phone, because that's one thing he moans about a lot. Can't get my iPad connected or my iPhone connected. So that's what I wanted to achieve with that one. So far, I have not had to run any conduits trunking around the room so far. Got away with that, so it's brilliant. Now upstairs is a different situation. We've actually had to run the cables. I'm going to move this camera around again. Now, that goes upstairs, but behind that way, around this way, there's a door. Goes in and it goes down the stairs. So it's in line with the stairs at the moment, goes down the stairs to the basement level. So we run 2 pair cables all the way up, and behind this post here, there's a cable that runs out of the basement there, all the way up this wooden lamp, all the way up the top there, straight into his room. And then in his room, I will take you up and show you actually, because his room's complicated. So in his room, so hopefully my gimbal won't go spazzy on me, because it doesn't like my cable plugged into it. So let's go up the stairs. So it runs up the stairs. As you can see, just behind me here, this is where the cable runs up. It's already got the old cable in there, because again, I didn't want to disconnect his network, because I want to carry on running till I get the new network all patched downstairs and all sockets in the wall. And then we'll do an evening where we just literally take the old cable. So far I have been taking cable that's dead. There is extra ports up here that doesn't need to be. This room's not going to change anymore. He's not going to be moving around. He's stationary. He's been stationary for years here, so he's not going to be likely to move his desk. So cut away what's not needed. So we've got 2 cables that need cutting away, but this is our new cable. Runs underneath here, then goes that way. Now behind there is this cupboard. It's a huge long cupboard. It goes right across the wall. Don't need any trunking. Trouble is, the cupboard is bolted and screwed onto the wall. It can't be moved unless it gets somebody to come in and take it apart, which doesn't need to be. So we're taking the cable behind it. So that way we don't need to use trunking. There is trunking up here, but it's only on by his desk. So I'll show you. So there's the long thing that goes right across the end here. And then what we've then done is coming out the end here, we run it underneath the carpet, all the way around, back of his desk, and it will go into the wall socket just down there on the floor. At the moment, that's his old socket. We're going to put a new socket on there for him and bury it in the carpet. But his old cable I've left at the moment, which is above it's above the carpet. So you can sort of just see it down there. So that will be cut away tonight and taken away. So yeah, so that's upstairs. So back downstairs and we'll show you what's happening in the basement. Keeping me fit, this is. Up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. All right, now I have to go down the basement backwards because you can't stand up. So bear with me, holding this and doing it's gonna be difficult. Here we go. So there's no headroom, can't stand up. There we go. So you can see what I mean by all the file cabinets, all the boxes of files here on the temporary racks here. So and then here, try and get some lights as well, because one of the bulbs have gone out on the panel bit here. So here we've got if I can break it down and show you, we've got the new rack on the wall. So this is the new switch we'll be changing over to, because currently you can probably hear on my microphone how noisy this HP one is. It's been here for many years. It's got louder. It's not meant to be this noisy, but as it's got older over the years, it's got louder and louder, and it needs replacing now. So we got a standard, a Linksys PoE switch. So you got 12 ports, PoE, 12 ports, standard data, which is fine because all they have IP phones here with now a IP wireless access point. So that's plenty of ports for them. And they've got standard data ports for their PC and stuff here. We've got a patch panel on the back of here. So far we've laid in, so these 4 cables here runs upstairs onto where the wireless is, and that'll be 4 ports there, 1 for phone, 1 for the scanner and printer, and 2 for the wireless access point for PoE and standard data down it. So that runs across there, and we've managed to cable it in here. And the 2 that comes in from the stairwells, just over here a bit, it comes along the ceiling here, got it going around here, and using the cable ties, special cable grips along top and down. Doesn't need trunking in here because it gets very, very visited, and it's where they store all their files and stuff. So that's going to be neatly put into a nice bunch here that will then loop around and then eventually into the switch itself. Now, this is all the old IT stuff here. So this is what we're taking away. So it's a very old basement. So that's the old switch. It's making a hell of a lot of noise. They've got 2 broadband circuits here, 1 for phones and 1 for the data. So if the internet goes down, they can use one or the other. Same with the internet. So they've got a bit of load balancing as well. And also with VoIP over IP, it's all down to how much bandwidth you've got. So we try and segment the phones away from data. So when you're downloading, it doesn't affect your calls and stuff. So apart from that, it's been working brilliantly here. Bit of mess on the wall here, can't do a lot with that because that's all old BT tech and stuff. But at least we can get rid of the switch. We can probably mount these up on the wall here, nice and tidy out the way with. Run some cables up and around. And we've got some old cable here, which is going to be taken out because this is their current ones that are live at the moment, going to their desks, which are the other side of the room. And we've got 2 here, which runs up to his office at the moment. So this will be all cut and taken away. So the issues we had yesterday was mental, absolute mental, because we had to move all that shelving there and this shelving and all this shelving here to this side. We only got this much space to use, but this was actually covered in these boxes right up the top of here. So we had to move all that round the other side, shift the shelves across, because we had to bring the cables down and it went through the floor back there. But trouble is, you've got a lip here, concrete lip here, as you can see, goes up to the concrete wall, which you can also see there. But then there's a second lip above the ceiling, which I didn't notice. So when I drilled down holes, I was still hitting something, and I was looking at it and I thought, why am I coming through this bit here? But I had to unscrew this, because this is a huge panel, so all that to come all the way down, all that to come down, so I can just get to see over it. That's all I needed to do was get to see over it. And found there's a lip back there that goes another foot or 2 back that way. So because we laid in 4 cables and we tied them all together, pushing down the hole, so we took them from down the hole this way down, because I was going to originally lay the cables this way and upwards, but because it's such a hard angle to go at, I come in from the top down. Because this is sloping at an angle as well, the cable just slid down this way here, because I was expecting to sort of like use some sort of grippy tool to try and reach to get it, because it's quite a distance to get that cable, but lucky enough it came out. So we drilled a hole in the top part here, which cables come out the ceiling. We've got these nice little ties that tied it up, keeping the cable out. I might put another one in there just so they don't dangle so much. Goes around a nice little loop here, and then the bit I've got to do tonight is here. Get it over to this pipe here. So hopefully we're going to get it into this trunk in here, which already goes over the pipe itself here. We'll go straight across and then straight down. You can see straight down that way there, across the wall and down into our switch. So that's what I'm achieving tonight of doing it. So quite a small amount of space to work in, but we've got the cables laid in anyway. It's just got to get this tied up. So I think the first part today, I'm going to get all this over that side in the patch panel first. Once that's done, then I'll go upstairs and I'll start doing the ports as well anyway, and I'll do like a video update a bit later on to say how I got on with, and if I don't finish too late tonight, I might do another live update as well for you guys. Other than that, we'll do a video. But yeah, it's my job, what I need to do. Bit of you see, there's not much room or space to work around in here. And the ceiling is like literally, if I stand on my tiptoes, I'm going to bang my head on there, so you can see how much tight space it is. So this I didn't really foresee. I should have foreseen this when I started running the cables. So we spent a lot of time trying to feed the cables through, trying to find the right way to go through, the quickest and easiest, shortest route as well. Because when you do cabling, you always try and find the quick and easiest and the shortest route as possible. But it's not always the case. Finding the route can always take valuable time up trying to get it in there. So hence why you can go over time on doing these sort of jobs and stuff. But yeah, so I've got all this to do. So I'm going to spend my next hour or so down here, getting this cable put in the ceiling, get it mounted on the patch panel, get it all patched into the right ways. We've labelled each cable, both ends, so we know which numbers they are, so we don't lose that, because that's another sometimes I forget to do. When you've got like hundreds of cables, you want to lay them in the right order, because every patch panel has a number for 1, 2, 24. So it's nice to get the cables in that order, and you know, and then label the other end exactly the same. So that when it comes to finding a port, especially when I'm off site and someone phones me and says I ain't got a connection, I can say look at port number on your port you're connected to, go downstairs, look at the port on there, check if it's plugged in or not. If the numbers are all wrong, then obviously you're not going to find the right one that we need on the haystack. So we're lucky enough, we labelled one end of the cable, labelled the other end of the cable, so which one's which. So hopefully they've stayed on this cable coming through the ceiling and haven't lost those numbers. We can get them matched up to the right port numbers itself as well. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing tonight. So unfortunately, I can't keep live streaming because I'm going to be disconnecting the internet off of here, so I'll lose connection anyway. But at least once I got this back alive on the new cable, I can then give you maybe an update if it's not too late tonight. So anyway, there's the stairs we come down. You can see how tight that is going up. It's an old place. It's a listed building. It's been here for many, many years, probably many centuries actually. And this here is the stairs going out to the front door, because the front door is literally just there. It's strange. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna get on with this job and try and get this finished tonight. So I'd like to get this finished tonight and then all on the new cable by tomorrow morning. Then job done. So yeah, this has been a great job too. I've enjoyed doing it so far. So hopefully we'll get some more jobs like this coming up, and I'll do more blogging and stuff like that with it as well. So any questions you got, please do comment below. If you like this video, put thumbs up. Don't like the video, thumbs down. And if you do like watching my channel and you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button and then hit that notification button to let you know when the next video goes up online or next time I do a live stream itself. So thanks for guys watching, and me back on to the job. Cheers.